What's up, everybody? We're Sight After Dark out of Brooklyn, New York. I'm Dan Berg.
I'm Sifa Graffiti.
Check out our music. And check out us reacting to Velvet Green by JETHRO Tull, live in London, 1977. And we always say about 1977, good year for music.
Uh-huh.
This was suggested to us by our patron, Jason Derek Williams. Shout out to you, Jason. We appreciate you. If you don't know, all of our reactions are chosen by our patrons on Patreon, so go over there, check it out, get involved in our content and content decisions. Thumbs up if you like this video.
Still here? the hard. Oh, thanks very much again. Good. Probably the hardest song that we do at the moment is this one. This one, which features Barry, the kilted drummer, playing a rather old set of drums, some of which actually date from medieval times. They include the medieval tabor and the knacker, probably pronounced naker, but we prefer to think of them as our knackers, don't we, boys? And he batters them away in this. They're supposed to sound terrible, so don't bother excusing it. David, who used to be a lecturer in composition at Trinity College of Music in London, and of course is now my full-time gardener, as you see. We'll be playing the portative pipe organ, David is actually a little older than the rest of us. He's been in the background for the last 8 years or so, but helping from behind. No, don't get the wrong idea. Dirty lot. And in fact, Dave is thinking of taking up golf in later life, say sometime around the end of next week. Put me water down here, Ray. Shh. Don't forget to pick it up. This is called Velvet Green, anyway. It's a bit tricky. Yes. If you hear anything that sounds a bit like a mistake, just conjure up an E-flat minor in your brain and we'll get through. Dave. Green, sconge pine growing, isn't it rare to be taking the air, singing, walking on velvet green, walking on velvet green, distant cows lowing, never a care, with your legs in the air, singing, walking on velvet green. Won't you have my company? Yes, take it in your hands. Go down velvet green with a countryman who's a young girl's fancy and an old maid's dream. And tell your mother that you walked all night on velvet green. One dusky half hour's ride up to the north, there lies your reputation and all that you're worth, where the scent of wild roses turns the milk to cream. You tell your mother that you walked all night on velvet green. And the long grass blows in the evening cool, and August red lies name April's fool. but they know that my love I'm tied against the sea, and I'm growing up to meet you down on velvet green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell you that it's love and not just lust. And if we live the lie, let's lie and trust on golden daffodils to catch the silver stream that washes out the wilder seed on velvet green. We're dreamers lovers under the stars, the civilization's raging afar, and the ragged dawn breaks on your battle scars as you walk home cold and alone upon velvet green. Walking on velvet green, the scarlet pine growing, isn't it rare to be taking the hand, singing, walking on velvet green, walking on velvet green, distant cows lowing, and never a care with your legs in the air, loving, walking on velvet green. Thank you. Cheers.
What did you think about that?
I think that was a quiet Tull song. It's quiet
Yeah.
compared to his other ones where he's like, kind of all over the place. I always like Jethro Tull's voice, so I love
Well,
that.
his name's Ian, right?
Yeah, Ian
Anderson?
Anderson.
Yeah.
I always like the voice. Sorry. The voice of the person who says he's not Aqualung, but I feel like that's him. I feel like you are Aqualung, Ian. How about that?
Yeah. I don't know. This is probably a shitty reaction for me, but this didn't really do it for me. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I can't say why. Like, there's nothing about it necessarily that I didn't like, but I definitely didn't like it as much as other Tull songs that we've done.
Yeah, I think for a lot of it, it's probably the setup. I think we can't really hear that well. Like the fullness of this, that's one thing.
Yeah, of like the live audio.
Yeah, the live vibe. So
It did
it's like,
seem really thin. It felt
yeah,
thin.
I felt like my ears were kind of squinting to hear it. And then, so it's like I couldn't pick up. I'm not saying there were seamless transitions to the other rhythms and instruments if they were allowed, because I don't think they're super seamless. But I think the effect of them kind of jumping from sound to sound would kind of hit you more evenly if you weren't like kind of craning to hear in a way, because I feel like the production's a bit off. And I think he took too long to talk. But I wasn't at the show. So you know what I mean? It's a different feeling. Like, you know, if you're at the show and he's talking like that, you know why he's talking that long. He's wiping his face.
Right.
He probably did a lot of shit right before.
Right,
you know, and you could just tell they're setting up. He's kind of stalling in a way.
Yeah.
But it took a while for it to get to it. I feel like once he started saying Dusky something, then the song had a good tight groove in the middle of everything. And that's the part that I feel like I enjoyed more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't I like the riff and the way that the acoustic guitar and like the keyboards and the marimba all like synced up. But maybe it was just the sound. Like I just felt it just didn't really hit me. You know what I mean? Maybe I gotta listen to it again in like the studio version or like a different recording.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not trying to be a hater right now. But it is what it is, I guess. Jethro Tull is sick though, and I'm glad that he brought in the flute because I'm like, is it really Jethro Tull without the flute?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And I do think his stage presence, I've talked about this before, his stage presence is really interesting. And like seeing him here, like he almost was like a comedian. You know what I mean? Like he could have done a set just him by himself.
I was going to say that while this was playing, I was going to say to you, imagine if the whole video is just him talking.
Right?
Yeah.
I would still watch it.
Of course.
Huh. So that's interesting. So Ian is clearly just a charismatic person. You know, some people just have that. He definitely has it. You can even see it when they looked at his eyes were all... And I'm like, this guy. Yeah. This guy's entertaining right here. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
So that was Velvet Green. What do you think that means?
I feel like when he was talking about the girl, she was definitely losing her virginity. Because, you know, he was talking about... Or she was having sex. I don't know if she was losing her virginity. She definitely was having sex. He was, you know... Ian can say some kind of vile things sometimes. I'm like, frilly panties. Shut the fuck up. So he said something about like cream and stuff like that. And tell your mom like you were walking on. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like when you come back home early in the morning.
Right.
Just tell your mom you was with me. Like pretty much.
Interesting. Huh. Okay, yeah, so that was Velvet Green. So shout out to Jason for suggesting this. Shout out to all of our patrons for making these videos possible. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. We're S.A.D After Dark. We'll see you soon.